that announcement that we were recording was kind of loud. All right. So here we are for our math lesson 6.9. What have we been talking about? We've been talking about the tens place and ones place, the place value of a number and its digit. We've been representing and modeling our numbers, right? So we're going to continue that today. Our goal, our learning target for today is to count and write our numbers to 120. In kindergarten, we just had to get, I think it was up to 100 or was it 50? So now we're going up to 120, because once you get under and understand the place value of those teen numbers and the hundred and teen numbers, you're golden for place value through all the hundreds. And then in second grade, you'll learn about the thousands place. So, all right. Okay, here we go. Count and write numbers to 120. Oh, I've got some talking over me. So we have some pictures. Psst. When I'm talking. We have some, they look like beach balls because they've got little wedge sections, right? So what do our directions say? Let's read it together. How many balls are there? Ooh. How did you count? Oh boy, what are our options? What are our choices? How can we count these? We can count by ones. Maybe we could count by 20s. 10s would probably be a little easier since that's what we've been practicing. Oh, we could count by 5s. What do you think would be easier?
5, 10.
Probably 10s. So let's find out which direction if we have a row or a column of 10. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, the columns, we're not gonna be able to count by columns, are we? The columns go which direction? They go up and down, right? So let's check the rows. Rows go from left to right. Were those two words part of a vocabulary for this chapter? Were they part of our vocabulary for this chapter, first grade?
Yeah.
Yes. All right, let's count. Ooh, that made me dizzy. Let's count in our row. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ooh. So each row should be 10, right? Ooh, but do we notice anything about our picture? What do we notice? I pointed at a hand that was raised.
We know that we have different colors of beach balls.
Well, what do we notice? What do we observe?
We know that there's rows.
There are rows. Are they all the same? What do we notice about the bottom row?
One is taller, one row is taller, and one row is shorter.
We have one row that is shorter, right? Uh-oh, so we're gonna have to be careful and count on by, count on by ones. All right, so let's do that. Ready? Hang on, we're gonna count together. So let's put our fingers or your pencil tip, not the tip, the eraser. Like this would be the tip of my pen. This would be the eraser if I had one. At the top, yep. I see 1, 2, 3 at the top. The orange one at the end. There we go. Okay, and then we're gonna count down on the orange balls, okay? 10, 20, 30, 100, 101, 100, 100. 6. Ooh, how do we write 106? How many hundreds do we have?
6.
How many hundreds? 1. How many tens? 0. And how many ones? 6. Awesome job. I need some knuckles. Nice. Knuckles. Air knuckles. Ah, nice. Bam. I wasn't punching. That was knuckles for whoever our friends are that are watching. Right? They deserve knuckles too, right? Yes. Air knuckles. Yeah. Okay. I'm almost done. And this like infuser stuff I put in the water. I'm not sure that I like it. After our math lesson. Huh? Oh. Oh, cute little soccer ball. I'll hold on to that. Okay, so let's turn the page around. Keep going on our math. Okay. All right. And I will zoomy zoom. The stapler's in the way over here, so I can't adjust. Yes, I remembered. Okay. So we're basically doing the same thing that we've been doing with double-digit numbers, but now we're doing it with 3-digit numbers from 100 to 120. Make sense? Okay. So we've got a picture of our tens, rods, and cubes. So what does descartes? Am I pronouncing it? It sounds like a Spanish name. Am I pronouncing it correctly? How do I pronounce it correctly? Huh? You don't know? If you don't know how to say it correctly, how do you know I'm not saying it correctly? All right. Well, somebody needs to correct me. Yep. And so our twin Sherbert says count by tens, then count by ones. We call that counting on. I like then count on by ones. Does that make sense? Okay. And then Newton here reminds us that 10 tens is equal to 100. What? Are we sure about that? You're not? Oh no. Then we need our base 10 blocks, huh? Ready? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. How many tens blocks do we have? We have 10, right? So 10 tens is the same as 100, right? Isn't it? Remember when I showed you this when we first started talking about all of these? 10 tens, 10 tens rods is the same as 1/100th square, right? Make sense? Okay, I just wanted to show you guys that again. Okay, so let's count. Ready? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 101, 102. So we have how many hundreds? We have how many hundreds? We have 100s. So now we're adding the hundreds place value. We have how many groups of 100? 1. We have how many tens? 0 tens, right? And how many ones? 2. Okay, so that's how we would represent the number 102. 102. 102. Yeah. Okay, so now let's try this one. Ready? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. What do we have here? Another 10. So it's 110. Yes. 111, 112. Okay. Don't circle like what I'm about to do. I just want to show you. So we have how many groups of hundreds? We have 100s. And then we have how many tens? We have 1 10. And then we have how many ones? 2. Okay. Does that make sense? Yes? All right. Awesome. Okay. So I want to put those back in the bag. Okay. All right, let's do the next section. I can do it. Can you do it? Yeah. Can you try? If you don't know if you can do something, can you try? Can you do your best? And if you need help, what do? Ask. Yep. Okay, we're ready? Ooh, I caught it. All right. Yeah, that's that. You think that's funny, huh? Okay, ready? Let's count. We're on number 1 under the show and grow. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Ooh, 101. Good. 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107. So how many hundreds do we have? 100s. How many tens? 0 tens. And how many ones? 7. For a total of 107. Beautiful. Okay. All right. Let's do the next one. Ready? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. 100. 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115. How many hundreds do we have? 100s. How many tens?
One.
We had 110, right? 1, 2, 3, or 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. I'm going to circle that. So that's my one group of 100.
Single.
And then we have 110s rod not circled. So we have 100s and 110. Make sense? Yeah. And then how many ones?
Single.
Yes, 5. Okay. For a total of
11.
what's this number?
105. 105. 107.
Not this number, this one.
11. 105.
Okay, let's give a serious answer.
150.
Thank you. You guys were starting to scare me. I wasn't sure if you knew your numbers up there. Don't scare me like that.
Yes.
All right. Because then that changes our path of what we do, huh? Yeah. Yeah, flip it like a pancake. All right. Okay. Let's see if I can move myself. There we go. There we go. All right. You, sir. Come hither. Oh yeah, you're next, so you better pay attention, huh? All right. Let's count and write the number. Okay? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64. How do we write 60? How many tens do we have?
6.
6. We have 6 tens, and how many ones?
4.
4. Good. So that's how we write 64. Awesome. Knuckles. Next. Okay, go ahead. When she's all done. Okay. All right. Ready? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98. So how do we write 98? How many groups of 9? How many groups of 10 did we have? Was it 9? Okay, and how many ones?
8.
Yep. There we go. All right.
Hola.
Okay. I'm in a math group right now, buddy. You'll have to wait. Make sure your name is on it. Leave it to the side and then check your green folder, okay? Next. Next. Okay. Boys, let's count together with her, okay? We're on, oh, hang on. We'll give our friend a chance to finish. Okay, so we're on number 5. Count with us, okay? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 101. Ooh, how do we write that?
1.
How many hundreds do we have?
100.
We have 100. How many tens?
0.
0 tens. And how many ones?
1.
1. Yeah. All right. Awesome. All right. Now it's your turn for back there. You ready?
No.
Okay. Should I do this one and then you can do the number 7? Yeah. Let's do this one together. Okay, you ready, boys? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 101, 102, 103. How do we write that? Not a 3 and a 0. That's 30. How many hundreds did we have? How many hundreds do we have?
1.
How many hundreds do we have? No, we do not have 100 hundreds. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. So all of these make how many hundreds? 1 hundreds. How many tens? 0. And how many ones? 3. There we go. Okay. All right. Next. Ready? Number 7. 10.
10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110.
And how are we going to write that?
So
How many hundreds do we have?
1,
100s. How many tens?
0,
Are you sure? Let's
1,
see. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. How many tens are not in that circle?
1,
1. And how many ones?
0.
0. So when you guys are doing your independent practice, for those of you who are still getting a little confused, totally normal, totally understandable. If it will help you, when you get to 100, circle. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Like what I've been doing here, so that your eyes can see that these make 100, and oh, there's one that's not in that circle, or maybe they're all in that circle, and that will help you figure out how many tens we have. Make sense? Okay. All right. Sometimes little tricks like that help us while we're still practicing. Okay. Ooh, number 8. We're gonna dig a little deeper. Oh, I'm gonna be put in YouTube jail. I just can't help but put everything to music, but they have very strict rules. All right, let's read together number 8. What number is equal to 10 tens and 8 ones? Show how you know.
We have 8 1.
We have 8 ones.
We have 10.
So we know that we have, the number has 10 tens. I see what you're doing. You're asking yourself our word problem questions. What do we know? We know that our number has 10 tens and
8 1.
8 ones. What do we need to know? This one's kind of tricky.
I need to know how much we have.
We need to know what number it is. Now, how can we solve?
By putting it
Show what you know. So when you have the word show, we want you to draw a picture or draw a model. So what can we do? How many tens are we going to draw?
10.
10. So ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, and then we have to draw how many ones? How many ones? 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
It's 18.
It's not 18. Okay, so now to continue solving, let's count. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. How many hundreds? 100. How many tens? How many tens? How many extra tens?
10.
0. And how many ones? 8. We just drew them. So our number is 108. We need to pay attention, huh, and think about our answer before we speak, because that's how you're going to get yourself confused. All right. Yep, we're going to turn the page around. See, YouTube, I didn't sing it that time. I just kind of spoke it. Yes, the one with the picture of the package of balloons.
And also one that has toothbrushes.
Okay.
Also one that has toothbrushes.
Yes, it has 2 toothbrushes
That's what I said.
on the bottom. Okay. All right. We ready? Let's read it together. Your teacher has 12 bags of balloons. Each bag has 10 balloons. How many balloons are there in all? Okay, so when we had these kinds of word questions before, we got super confused. It's telling you exactly what to do. So hang on. Yep, and it wants us to model. So what do we know?
We know that we have, the teacher has 12 balloons.
12 bags of balloons. What else do we know?
That there was 10 in each.
There's 10 in each bag. Okay, keep that in mind. Put a pin in it. Okay, what do we need to know?
How many is there?
How many balloons there are in all. Okay, so guess what? They have told you the 2 very important things that you need to know to solve. They've told you to draw a picture as your strategy. Okay, and they've told you the numbers. How many tens are we going to draw? 12. Doesn't matter. Well, it does matter. There are 10 balloons in each bag, because then we know we need to draw 10 sticks. But how many 10 sticks? How many 10 sticks? Camera. How many 10 sticks are we going to draw? 12. So ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Did we draw 12? You sure? Beautiful.
12.
Okay. So now we just need to count our 10 sticks that we just drew, right? Ready? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. That's my group of 100. 110, 120. How am I going to write that number? How many hundreds do I have? 100. How many tens do I have? 2. And how many ones? 0. Is that helping to circle your hundreds? Is that helping? Okay. If that's the baby step we need, we're going to do it. Right? Eventually you won't need it, and that's okay. Right? Yeah. All right. Ooh. What does this one say? Adeline's dad. Is your daddy a dentist? Yeah. Just kidding. A dentist has 10 boxes of toothbrushes and 9 extra toothbrushes. Each box has 10 toothbrushes. How many toothbrushes are there in all? Ooh. And then it tells us that we need to draw a picture to solve. So what do we know? Whoops. There are 10 boxes of toothbrushes. Well, and 9 extra toothbrushes. And how many are in each box? Each box has 10. Camera, you need to cooperate. Yep, I just tried to adjust it. Oh, there. Okay. All right. So we have 10 boxes of 10. Okay. What do we need to know? How many toothbrushes are there in all? We have 10 boxes of 10 toothbrushes. How many 10 sticks are we going to draw? 10. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we also know that there are 9 extra. So how many ones? 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Now we have to count, right? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109. How many total toothbrushes?
109.
109. How are we going to write that number? A 1 for what? For our one group of 100. Awesome. How many 10s? None. 0. And how many 1s? 9. That was adorable. 9. Oh, wait. How am I going to hold my pencil? That was adorable. All right. Ready?
Yes.
So for your independent practice, same thing that we just did. If and when you're counting these and you get to 100, pause and circle so that your eyes see your group of 100. Okay? And then you can write the number. Ask yourself how many hundreds, how many tens, and how many ones. If there are no extra 10s, write a 0. 0 represents none, right? Okay, and then on our back page, same thing, but you're gonna have to draw. The same for the word problem, okay? And then here, maybe my first grade friends will remember this strategy. It's not one of my favorites. It's not one of my favorites. It's called make a 10. Okay. What would you take from 5 to help make a 10 out of 6? What's a way that we can make 10? Or sorry, that we can make 5?
I'm thinking by 5.
4 plus 1. This is the break apart strategy. 6 plus 4 equals 10. The 1 gets dropped down. And what's 10 plus 1? What's 1 more than 10? 11. So, long story short, 6 plus 5 equals 11. Okay, we're on the bottom of this page, so I can help you with this strategy. It can be kind of confusing. Okay, did that kind of make sense how we did that? Yeah, I'm hearing question marks. That's okay. Okay, 7 plus what equals 3? 7 plus what equals 10? 7, 8, 9, 10. So we're going to take 3 out of the 8. 3 plus 5 is 8. Okay. 7 plus 3 is 10. We're going to drop the 5 down. 10 plus 5 equals 15. So again, long story short, 7 plus 8 is 15. Okay. I know. That's not my favorite. I will admit that's not my favorite addition strategy. So, all right. So if you have any questions, let me know. Off. Okay, off you go to do your best.